What is up, YouTube? This is Cody on the Real Sports Talk, bringing you the Aaron's 499 preview from Talladega. First, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Nationwide Series race today and what happened there. I kind of delayed it a little bit because I wanted to see if there was an update on the condition of Rick Hendrick, who was in a wreck and was taken from his vehicle. They ripped the roof open and put him on a stretcher, so hopefully he's doing well. Thoughts are with him and his family. But Joey Logano ended up winning this race on a green-white checkered. He took the outside line on Kyle Busch coming out of turn 4. He had a little cushion. Just before the tri-oval, he cut out and was able to pass Kyle Busch on the outside for a side-by-side finish. And Cole Whitt and Ricky Stenhouse for the tandem behind them. And the tandems really broke out at the end, and that's what I kind of expected going in. That's what happened at Daytona. Some pack racing, but when it came down to crunch time, the tandems teamed up, and that's the fastest way to get around the track. But with the cooling systems, you just gotta go with it and just kind of race in a pack and tandem for very short periods of time throughout the race. Dale Earnhardt Jr. ended up finishing in 5th after a strong performance. He looked like one of the, if not the car to beat, one of the best cars on the racetrack. And Kurt Busch, after being 2 laps down with like 12 to go, and the crash that people are going to be talking about from this race with Rick Hendrick, it was impressive for him to run back up through the field. He was damaged from wrecks before, and he had tape all over his nose, and he was still shoving Dale Jr. to that 5th place finish. The guys up front would have battled a little bit sooner. We probably would have seen those two up there after they gained some ground, and we would have seen them fighting for the win there as well. But the two in front of them kind of stayed, the two tandems kind of stayed nose to tail there, and on the same line, Cole Whitt just couldn't really get a run with Ricky Stenhouse pushing him, and that's why the two in front were able to get the gap they got, and they weren't able to close, and they were there to duke it out together for the win. Elliott Sadler, who was our points leader coming in, is now 5 points behind Ricky Stenhouse, who finished in 3rd after finishing in 10th position. Yeah, lost my train of thought there. He is back to 2nd position in the point standings, 5 back of Ricky Stenhouse. And Stenhouse has been on a steady track ever since Daytona, where he got involved in a wreck there, caught up, and he's steadily been catching Sadler, and he finally got to him. And Danica Patrick finished 13th, wrecked Sam Hornish after the checkered flag flew, so that's not really cool, but I wouldn't say she was a dominant car throughout the day. She was kind of average, could run up front like a lot of the guys with a push. She could get there, but she wasn't a car that was really working her way up through traffic. You could tell she was inexperienced at plate racing just by the way she was ducking out, and it didn't really look like she was confident doing the tandem drafting, which is something that's really key when you get to these plate races. You have to be confident doing that, and you just got to practice it, and if you're not comfortable with it, you're not going to do well. And if you're not comfortable with it, you need to suck it up, and you need to be able to do it. So as I said, Rick Hendrick was involved in a crash with a handful of laps to go, and he was transported to the Birmingham hospital there on the university campus. And so he was talking to the people at the racetrack, the safety officials, as they got out of the race car, as he was taken out of the race car, and he was talking to them as he was getting loaded onto the helicopter. So it looks like he's going to be in all right shape, but just a scary moment there. It's never good when that driver's window net doesn't come down after he hits the wall. It almost looked like he was accelerating as he went into the wall. Like, I don't know if his accelerator stuck or he lost his brakes or what happened, but when the wreck initially happened, I was like, wow, why didn't he slow down? And just unfortunate circumstance there. There were 7 cautions throughout the race. Green-white checker finish here. I expect that tomorrow, along with the pack racing and the tandem racing for those tandems to get up front. The speed difference, though, is not going to be as much as it was pre-Daytona of this year, and I'd expect that's going to remain the same as it was in the Nationwide Series race today. So Jeff Gordon takes the pole for this Sprint Cup Series race, the Aaron's $4.99, and the recipe is basically speed, and if you have a good piece of equipment under you, you have a chance, and I'd expect, so the guys, even the underdogs like the David Reagan and Regan Smith, and someone that I'd really look out for, some underdogs looking forward, are Trevor Bayne, who obviously won the Daytona 500 last year. Eric Almirola, he looks good. He just got a new crew chief, and Denny Hamlin's crew chief from last year, Mike Ford, and he's going to be looking to start off strong with him. And one team that no one's really talking about is BK Racing. I'd expect them to run up front with Landon Castle and Travis Quaffle, and I would expect them to do well. Maybe not other people expecting them to do well, but I really see this as an opportunity for them to get a good finish and have a great points day, if not one of them push the other one to the victory. And also Michael Waltrip. He's a guy that a lot of people are looking out for, and he's obviously pretty good at these restrictor plate racetracks, but I don't expect him to win the race, but I expect him to be up there, like in the top 10. So I think Dale Earnhardt Jr. is due, and this is a track that he is great at. He's won 5 times, but I expect the guy that's won one more than him to win tomorrow, and that is Jeff Gordon in the 24 car. I expect him to go from the pole, and I expect him to win the race.